Hey there, long time no see viewer. Now you may be wondering why I haven't uploaded a devlog in 2 months. Well, if you haven't been keeping up, I was in a game jam hosted by Johnny Razor, which lasted for an entire month. I go more over that in my most recent video, which is really just a reflection video if you're interested in that. I also said in that video that I would be coming back this month to continue devlogs as usual. Basically, a summary of the video is that I made a game called Box Takeover, which you should totally play on itch.io if you haven't already. And then I talked about the future of Box Takeover, and the future of that game is that it's going to become a full game in the future. Um, that actually leads me into my next announcement. So, in my reflection video, I said that Box Takeover would be not my main focus and that the updates may also take the form of shorts as well, rather than big devlogs like these. Well, I may have changed my mind a bit because I worked on a lot on Box Takeover this month. So from now on, my future devlogs will be split into two parts. The first part is Rise Beyond the Stars, where it's still going to be my usual format, the more formal updates with like bullet points and stuff like that. And then after that section, I will transition into the second section where I will talk about Box Takeover and give a quicker and less organized update on that game. So as not to spoil too much, because it's not going to be a huge game, and if I talk about like everything in it, then there would be no point in getting the game. But I'll still share share updates that vague updates, but they're still going to be updates. Anyways, enough yap from me. Let us begin with the update for Rise Beyond the Stars. So I know I had like 1.5 months to make updates for Rise Beyond the Stars, but there's actually not too much to report on. To start off, if you've been paying attention to the background music of this video, you'll notice it's a bit different than my usual music choice, which is like lo-fi, just random lo-fi I find on the internet. Well, the reason that the music is different for this video is because I am happy to announce that the composer for the game has completed the very first music track. I think it turned out great, and it does fit the theming well for the first area of the game, and overall, it's just a vibe. So that's nice. Next up, I have two miscellaneous updates. Firstly, a small change is that I increased the iframes of the player to 0.8 seconds just after some playtesting and stuff. And secondly, I added the ability to switch to room 2. Though room 2 is not exactly complete at the moment. This is actually the last thing I've done for this month and chose to stop here because I wanted to get a smooth transitions between rooms. But I was too lazy to figure out how to make those smooth transitions this month. And I chose to not work on the game further until I figure out how to do that, even though I can do plenty of other things, I'm sure. Anyways, that's my goal for next month: to make smooth transitions and to continue to work on the game. Now then, let's talk about the enemies. The first changes are to the fiery spitter. First off, I increased the detection range of the fiery spitter so I can see you farther away and attack you from farther away. Then I chose to destroy the projectile once the enemy started moving after the attack. Um, Totally didn't do this because kind of like screwed up the code for the enemy, and but also I feel like this would also be good, um, especially if you're dealing with multiple fiery spitters at once, um, because then the projectiles will despawn whenever the enemy starts moving again. So there's less projectiles on screen, especially since it's the like one of the first enemies you encounter in the game. Um, so now for the final enemy to talk about. If you don't want the first boss of the game to be spoiled, feel free to skip to the Box Takeover update using that timestamp, which is hopefully on the screen right now. Um, I'll wait for you guys, those who don't want to get spoiled. Um, okay, if you are still here, then you're ready to see the very first boss of the game, who is currently named Senior Stone. Um, so I've yet to finish the boss, as you can tell by the background footage. Um, but there isn't too much I need to add to finish it. This will be a two phase boss, and I've already completed all the attacks in phase one for the most part. And one of the attacks from phase two have also been completed. So let's talk about it. For attack 1, the boss will charge at the player and stop upon hitting the wall. Attack 2, the boss will spawn out a line of flame pillars that you need to jump over. And attack 3 has the boss jump over the player and slam down where the player was. Pretty basic stuff, though still needs polish and telegraphs, of course. And all that goes into making a boss fun and fair. Now, at 33% health, the boss will spawn falling rocks throughout the arena, and this is just a phase change, but you also have to dodge the rocks. And other attacks will be upgraded from that point forward. I only completed the first attack of phase 2, where boss now rolls across the arena twice, and each time it hits the wall, there will be falling rocks that you need to avoid as well. Then, for now, the other two attacks remain the same, but the plan for the next two attacks is for attack 2. Instead of those short flame pillars, they will be much taller and require you to utilize your hook to jump over them. And the pillars will spawn slower to accommodate for this, of course. And also, while writing this script, an idea came up into my head where after the pillars are done spawning, the boss will slam the ground again and cause the whole floor to briefly be covered in fire, which you would have to jump over at the right time. So yeah, there's that. We will see how that goes. And the last attack has the boss still attempting to land on the player, like before, but with each bounce at the point of impact, spikes will appear outwards from the point of impact. Yeah. And that's the first boss. And this also concludes the final update for Box Takeover as of currently. Hopefully, there will be more updates next month. Anyways, if you're watching this, you either skipped here or you just finished watching the first boss of the game for Rise Beyond the Stars. Because here we are going to be talking about Box Takeover. So I have been working a lot on Box Takeover. One of the main reasons is due to the fact that I'm using a keyboard for the game. So I can work on it at any time, wherever I am. So, whereas in Rise Beyond the Stars, I need a controller, which I may not always have on me. I try to keep a controller on me, but I kind of don't know where my controller is at the moment of recording this script. I'm gonna have to find that to record background footage for Rise Beyond the Stars. Anyways, I just lost my point in the script. Yeah. So it's much easier to work on the game during class, especially since this quarter my classes kind of buns, not gonna lie. So I'd rather still be doing, or I'd rather be making Box Takeover than giving my full attention to class. I'm still doing good, of course, because I'm not gonna fully trade out my grades for creating a game. But it's just that they're all boring, and yeah, I sometimes I just don't feel like paying attention. You should still pay attention if you have classes though, because they're important. Anyways, so another reason is that I basically just became addicted to developing Box Takeover because I'm actually having a lot of fun with my own game and coding it. So yeah, there's that. Anyways, some of the main things I've worked on is adding a more dynamic level system, where instead of the usual buttons that were in the first version of the game, there's now a map you can travel to choose your levels. So, along with the map change, there is a new music track to accompany this. And I also fixed the music system and just this overall sound system. And most importantly, I fixed the volume bug that ruins your ears the first time you play the game. Because if you haven't downloaded the game, be warned about the bug. Turn down your volume all the way and go into the settings and mess with the volume before turning your headphones back up. But if you have downloaded the game already, then you probably know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, moving on. Upon trying to create the actual first level, I realized the base moveset is kind of basic, and I needed a bit more to make the gameplay feel exciting. Especially, yeah, just more exciting. So I added a slide and a super jump, and I fixed the jumping like 3 different times. And I hope I never have to touch the jumping again, because I don't know why I coded it the way I did, but I hopefully made it work this time. Also, I tweaked some existing movement in an attempt to make things smoother. And also to go along with this, I made the and to go along with making the gameplay feel better, I added half tiles and one-way platforms to the game. So yeah. Now I should be able to move on to creating the very first level of the game, finally. Additionally, for future levels, I added the very first transformation. Um, so to the cat. So you'll have to play the game when it comes out to see the transformation. Because I'm not gonna share it in this devlog, but it's cool. Um, Basically just changes how the cat moves and how you play the game. Anyways, I wanted to end with um what needs to be done in order to finish this project. My first goal is to get a demo done and a scene page as soon as I can. And for the demo, everything that will be included is 4 levels, 1 boss, 1 transformation, which is already complete, 2 environmental interactions that further spice up the gameplay in these levels, 3 secrets per level for a total of 12 secrets, a way to check enemies and their descriptions, at least for the enemies that will be in this demo, and 3 secrets per level. Wait, oh my gosh, I'm misreading. 4 songs for each level, which is a big maybe because you're talking to someone who doesn't make music or is just starting to make music and doesn't really know what they're doing. And maybe revamp existing songs. And of course, a proper tutorial to go along with the game. And lastly, just making the game more polished, especially the menus and stuff. And yeah, that's it for the demo. After I get the demo up and working, I can work on completing the full game. There will be 13 more levels, 3 secrets per level, 3 more worlds, 3 more bosses at least, a song for each level. Once again, a big maybe for anything music related. 6 more enemies, 3 more transformations, 9 more environmental or not hazards, but interactions, and maybe more that I may be forgetting at the moment. Anyways, that's all the updates for now. Stay tuned for monthly updates, which will start back up again, starting with this video. 2 devlog minis will be released on Friday. One for Rise Beyond the Stars and the other for Box Takeover. Or maybe I may need a bit more time for each devlog mini, so I might release the devlog mini for Box Takeover at a later date. We will see. Until next time, thank you for watching, and I will see you in June.